So today we will be talking about backup and recovery of Azure. Like if you have the virtual machines in the traditional data center, I mean maybe it's on-premises data center also. There, it is important to safeguard our applications, right? For any kind of disaster or any kind of crashes happens, you should be able to secure your applications and your data for recovery purposes. Okay, so there are various backup methods are there where there are various tools are there. Okay, you have multiple backups are there. There are Veeam backup is there. Okay, Simplicity backup is there. There are so many backups are there. Okay. So Commvault is also there, but Azure has got its own backup called Azure Native Backup. Okay, so using this Azure Native Backup, Azure Native Backup, you can safeguard multiple kinds of things. You can, first of all, you can safeguard your data. You can safeguard your virtual machines. You can safeguard your database. You can safeguard even your HANA DB. Okay, so all this contents or all this information, all this data can be safeguarded using your Azure backup option. Okay, so there is a service called Azure Recovery Service Vault. Okay, the service which we use in the cloud Azure to safeguard your applications or to secure your applications and data using backup, that is called as Azure Recovery Service Vault. Azure Recovery Service Vault. We call it as RSV, Recovery Service Vault. So you may ask a question, sir, how this recovery service vault works? So normally vault means what? It is a place to secure something. So we have our wallet. We will also call it as a vault. You have your something to store your password. That is a kind of vault. It's a basically the secure space to store something. We call that space as vault. So this recovery service vault will allow you to create the policy. Those policy we call it as backup policy. So this backup policy will help you to create some policies and you will onboard the servers in that particular policy. So this policy will automatically takes care of taking the backup on its own. Say for example, you have around two virtual machines, VM01 and VM02. So you create a policy, you need to take the daily full backup, daily full backup. So what you do, you create a policy, policy 1, and you will tell, you will add VM01 and VM02, and you will tell every day around night 11:00 p.m. Okay, you will take the full backup. Full backup. How long you want to keep? Daily backup you keep for 30 days. Okay, weekly backup you can keep for 6 weeks. Okay, and yearly backup you can keep for 1 year. Like this policy will allow you to define the things. Normally what happens, these are automated things, guys. So you will enable the servers for the backup. The policy will automatically run. It will run on the schedule every day, 11 p.m., 12 p.m. or 1 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. It depends on the policy schedule. It automatically triggers and it will check what kind of policy, I mean backup I need to take, whether I need to take the full backup or differential backup or whatever policy you wanted to take. Okay, whatever backup you want to take, and then it will also ask you to tell the retention period, how long I need to keep this backup, because backup will be costing you, right? Whenever you take the backup, they will charge you for the backup, to keep the backup, to take the backup, to restore the backup. So because cloud is like pay as you go. Whatever you use, you have to pay for it, right? That is the reason. So we normally keep daily backup for 90 days, weekly backup for 12 weeks, yearly backup for 1 year or 5 year. After that, automatically the old backup will be getting removed. Okay, truncating or purging that will happen. So this is the backup policy. This is an automatic method to take the backup. I'll show you in the portal as well. Okay, and about the backup, there are multiple types of backup. The first one is full backup. Full backup. Second one is differential backup, or incremental backup. Okay, so full backup means every day it will take the complete backup of the virtual machine. Complete means complete. You can even restore this virtual machine with a different name or with the same name. Like that, you can take the backup. That is called as full backup. So, say for example, if your server has got around 200 GB total size C drive, D drive, it will take the entire C and D drive. That every day 200 GB backup it will take. That is called as full backup. Differential backup means it will only take the difference value. Say for example, yesterday when I took the backup, full backup, it was around 200 GB. And today I am taking the backup. Only 2 GB got extra information got added here. The difference is 2 GB. It will only take that plus 2 GB, the different. Okay, from the day of full backup. So tomorrow it will take. When the last full backup was happened, whatever is the difference from the day of from the time of the full backup, that complete difference will be taking. Okay, so if tomorrow it takes, it will take the yesterday's 2 GB and today's 2 GB. Total take 4 GB. Day after tomorrow, if it is taking, so 2 plus 2 plus 2, total 6 GB, because it will take the difference value or the data difference after the full backup. That is called as differential backup. The incremental backup means whatever value got increased compared to the previous day's backup, that backup will be taken. So normally, preferably, people will go with this full backup, daily, a weekly full backup, a daily differential backup. Means maybe every Friday they will take the full backup, and Monday differential, Tuesday differential, Wednesday differential, and Thursday differential. If they want to restore something, then what they will do? They will take the Friday full backup, and the latest differential backup. Okay, then it will have the complete information. Correct, na? So, like this, we ensure we are not taking everyday full backup to take the thing, because every day if you are taking 200 GB, 200 GB, that will pile up the data like anything. You have to pay a lot of money. Okay, that is why to avoid the data that you take backup, and also to reduce the time of the backup, we will go with weekly full backup. Maybe on Monday or Friday we will take the full backup. Remaining days we will only take the differential backup. Then if you want to restore the data, you will take the latest full backup and the latest differential backup. Then you can see the entire data available. Okay, so that's about the theory. Now let me take you to the portal. Okay, and I'll show you how can you take the backup. So you can go to Azure Recovery Service Vault. You can, if you go to the global search, go to Azure Recovery Service Vault, and you see there is no RSVs created yet. Now I can create a new RSV. I'll put it in the same test-rg02, and I can give RSV 01, Recovery Service Vault 01, and it is I'm keeping it in the same Western Europe because resource group is Western Europe. By default, Western Europe populated here. So it is asking, do you want the redundancy? Like, see, geo redundancy means when you keep the data like geo redundant, you can restore the data or the VM to any of the region you wanted, and the data is the copy of the multiple copy of the data kept in the different regions. It is a costlier option. Okay, say for example, if you are keeping locally redundant, what if the Western Europe data center gets submerged? Correct, na? That is the reason we will go with zone redundant. Even Western Europe is not there. At least I can, the one copy of the data will be there in the Eastern Europe or maybe US. From there I can take the data backup. And you can even restore the data from wherever you want it, wherever, whatever location or region you wanted. Okay, this is all cost and it is all redundancy related. Let me keep for now locally redundant. See, as soon as I keep locally redundant, now it will have the copy of the data in the two different racks, two different storage, physical storage in the same region. If I go with zone redundant, same. Okay, maybe two different availability zones, one zone, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Okay, if you keep geo redundant, maybe it can be Western Europe, Northern Europe, East, mean South India, Central India, like that regions. Okay, so let me go with the zone redundant, it's fine. Next is encryption. If you want to encrypt, Microsoft by default it encrypts, you can go with that. Networking, it's fine, and then review and create. Now I'm creating the recovery service vault. I have submitted the deployments. It will take a while. So now once this recovery service vault gets created, then we can go and create the policies and we can onboard the virtual machines, and I will schedule it. Okay, so then tomorrow we can see whether the backup got completed, how to check the backup status, everything can be seen in tomorrow's um, session. Now you see the deployment got succeeded. You can go to the click on go to the resources. Okay, as soon as you go to the recovery service vault, right, you see multiple options here. Okay, you can scroll down. You can see here you have the backup, you have enabled site recovery. So backup means just to take the backup of your data. Another option is there enable site recovery. Enable site recovery enables you to enable the disaster recovery in the cloud. Okay, means disaster recovery means what if the entire Western Europe data center gets submerged or collapsed. Okay, then you have your critical workloads available in the Western Europe region. Okay, all the money minting applications are there, then you don't want to take that chance. Okay, that is why Microsoft will enable you to have an option called disaster recovery in the cloud. Okay, just in a click of a matter. If you just click on the enable site recovery, it will ask you where you want to keep the virtual machines. Then you can select the virtual machines, what are virtual machines you want to keep it in the different region. Then you select whatever region, maybe USA or Western Europe or wherever you want to keep, or India, wherever you want to keep. You can keep one copy of the critical applications in that region. That is called as site recovery. We have a separate session for that, so we will discuss there. Now today let me go to the backup. If I go to the backup here, right, so first of all let me go to the backup policies here. Okay, you see some options called add. Default it is there, but let me add some policies here. I want to backup my, I told you, right, I told you you can backup the virtual machines, I told you you can backup the data, I told you you can backup the databases, HANA, right. Now let me enable the backup for my virtual machine, Azure virtual machine backup. It is asking to create a name. Azure Backup policy 01. Okay. Backup schedule it is asking. Daily what time you want to take the backup? It is asking 9 p.m. I will keep 10 p.m. Okay. What timing? UTC timing. Or you want to keep it in IST? You can just go plus 5:30 select. I am putting our Indian timings. Okay. Retain the instant recovery snapshots. How many instant recovery snapshots you want to take? By default it is 2. You can go with a 2 only. And then the retention policy. See, retention policy you want for 180 days. I don't need for 180 days. I need just for 90 days. Or let me keep it for 10 days since I am doing the lab environment. Okay. Weekly, how many you wanted? You can keep 1 week. Since I'm putting it in the, I mean, since it is a lab environment. And monthly, how many you wanted? One. And yearly, how many you wanted? See, January 1st, every year, January 1st Sunday, whatever backup takes, right? That can be kept for 10 years. Okay, like that. If you don't want anything like, you can even just delete it. Okay, so let me, and if you click on tiering now, this will move from hot tier to cold tier. Okay, after the no, after the I mean certain number of days. Okay, say for example you tell after 30 days whatever backup is taken, the data you can keep it in the cold tier. So in the storage there are two kinds of tierings, hot tier and cold tier. Hot tier means the data will be very frequently accessed. That hot tier is little bit costlier, but performance is faster. Cold tier means it is a kind of archival storage. Just for the purpose of storing, we are keeping it. Okay. But while restoring it, it will take some time, more time. But it is a cheaper option. Okay. So if you want that, you can enable the tiering also. See here. Automatically tiers the eligible or recommended recovery points to the Vault Archiver tier. So I don't want to do that. Something is missing, enhanced. So let me create. I've initiated the backup policy creation now. So once the policy got created, I will onboard these two virtual machines for the backup. Okay, and we will see how the backup will be happened tomorrow. So let the policy gets created now quickly. You see the deployment is completed. You can go to the things here. If you go to the policies here, the backup policies, you can see a new policy called our AZ backup policy. It's the enhanced one. Okay. Now you can click on this backup policy. If you want to update any changes, you can just update. If you click on associated items, here you can add the backups. Nothing is added now. You click on add associated backup, virtual machines, yes, backup. Now you need to select the VMs supposed to be added here. One second. Go to the backup items. So you can quickly go to the backup policy here. So let me go to the recovery service vault, go to the resources. Okay, this is the recovery service vault, and go to the backup policies here, and you select the backup policy which we have created now, and there you have associated items, right? Click on associated items, click on add Yes, I want to add an Azure Virtual Machine Backup. Click on Azure Virtual Machine Backup. Select this enhanced option, policy. Click on add. There you see the virtual machines gets populated. My VM01 and V02 to be added to the backup. Validation is in progress. Once the validation is done, the validation is completed now, and I will enable the backup. Now these virtual machines will go and sit in the policies. Now every day 10 p.m. IST Indian Standard Timing, the backups will automatically get triggered. Okay, how to verify that? Let this get completed, then I'll show you. Yeah, now you can see the deployment got succeeded. You can go to the backup items here, click on the backup items. Protected items means whatever information is protected, how many virtual machines are protected, how many what all data got protected, you can see. If you see the protected backup items, you can see this Azure virtual machines. Click on Azure virtual machines and you can see VM01 test, the backup pre-checks and all passed. Okay, last backup status, initial backup pending, means today by 10 o'clock this will get triggered. If you want to trigger it right away, you can just go to this ellipse option here, click on backup now. Okay, and you can just say backup. Here also same thing, backup now, enable backup. This is how you trigger the backup every day. Okay, and tomorrow morning, okay, if you come and see here in the backup jobs, here in the backup jobs, you can see how many backup got completed, how many backup are in progress, how many backup are got failed, how much time they took. All this information can be seen in the backup jobs here. See, the backup got triggered now 8:44:24 and 8:44:19. Okay, about 13 to 19 seconds back. Okay, and the backup still is in progress. If something is failure, you can see it here. Then you go to the backup jobs, backup items, and you can re-trigger the backup. Okay, so this is how you enable the backup of your Azure virtual machines. Okay, so any question so far, guys?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yep,
Actually, in a VM should be up and running, right? While taking the backup at 10 p.m.
exactly.
Okay.
So VM should be up and running while taking the backup. That's why you have to, when you are snoozing the virtual machines, you have to make sure what time the backup will be completing. Based on that, you can enable your snoozing. Okay?
Okay. And one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
In a backup policy, like any particular limit is there for VMs or it is unlimited?
No, no, no. You can add n number of virtual machines in the backup policy. Similarly, retentions also you can put n number of times, n number of days. No, no limit. That is the good options in the cloud. There is no limitations. That is pay as you go, right? So you don't have to worry about the capacity, or you don't have to worry about the what is that the scope.
Oh,
It is unlimited.
sure.
Yeah. So what we will do, we will just monitor tomorrow about this successful jobs, all those things. Okay. And if you want to restore something, if you want to see some restore jobs also tomorrow, we can show that. Okay. So for now, I'll just wrap it up because almost we are on top of the hours. Okay. Let me stop the recording and I'll take the questions if I have any. Thank you all. Have a good day.